All right, everybody, welcome to our webinar, Sell Smarter with Sellozo. We're glad that you're here. If just a little up front, if you have any questions while we're going, you can put it in the chat box. Chris and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. But before we get started, I'll introduce myself. I'm Dustin Kane. I'm an account executive here at Sellozo. With me is Chris Gramlich. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Chris is also an account executive at Sellozo. Both of us have been sellers on Amazon. We run our own business on Amazon. We've been doing that since about 2013 each. And every day we talk to sellers like yourself in our capacity here at Sellozo, talking to them about their advertising and how Sellozo can help optimize and automate their advertising. So we are glad that you're here. We're gonna run through just some topics here. Chris, go down to that next slide, please, if you don't mind.
Sure
So
will.
we'll go over what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be talking about some different aspects of Sellozo and some different strategies and how Sellozo can help you with your advertising, and as well as more aspects of your business. And then we're also going to jump into a quick live demo of the Sellozo platform. And then we're going to open it up for any questions that you guys have at the end, as well as we have a discount code for you at the end here for going through this with us, this webinar today. So today we're going to just go over a lot about Sellozo. So Sellozo is a tool that offers a lot of really in-depth reporting on your account, as well as it fully automates and optimizes your ads, your PPC ads on Amazon. So we'll touch on down here in a second our Campaign Studio, which is our proprietary solution inside Sellozo that helps you do everything from automating keyword discovery to moving keywords between campaigns, negative keyword creation, and adjusting bids daily on all of your keywords and targets, all based on a target ACoS. So we'll dig into that and how this can save you an enormous amount of time managing your campaigns. So like I just mentioned, that's our automatic testing. That's our bid adjustments that are happening automatically through Sellozo. We also have day parting, which we're going to touch on, which is the ability to schedule when your ads run. Really powerful in terms of potentially saving you money on your ads. So we'll really dig into what day parting is. We'll also touch on why Sellozo might be right for you and how it can certainly help your Amazon business. We'll touch on some campaign action items, some different strategies that Chris and I utilize using the Sellozo platform. So we'll touch on those as well as we'll open it up to some question and answers. All right, Chris, take it away. Show us how we can boost our sales with Sellozo.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do inside Sellozo, and it doesn't have to all be automated. So you could still do some things manual, like bulk operations and stuff. So there's still things you can do inside the app that you may want to still control. So you can automate some stuff too, but there's still things you can do manually if you choose to. So I think the first thing you want to do is you got to know your strategy, right? So you and I talk to sellers all day, and some sellers are trying to scale their ads. Some sellers are trying to just lower their ACoS a little bit and try to get some more profit in their business. So I think the first thing as a seller, and I think you and I both would agree on this, is that you got to know where you're at, right? Like you got to know, are you trying to boost your sales through ads or in your ranking through ads? Or are you trying to kind of like dial that back because you've already achieved that ranking organically where now you could be a little bit more profitable? And that's where Dustin and I can help. And we'll show you how to actually do this inside Sellozo today as well. So there's tools inside that you can increase your sales with. There's things like you can add top of search multiplier. You can put single keywords in a campaign. That's kind of a strategy that I've been harping on recently. And that can kind of help you aggressively rank your new products inside Sellozo as well. And then for those, again, that are already profitable and that are already ranking for their keywords and they want to be more profitable and lower their ACoS, you can do that as well inside Sellozo by reducing your ad spend a little bit and also reducing your ACoS. So it's kind of, again, know your strategy, know where you're at, and then pick that strategy, and you can use that inside Sellozo to obviously increase your sales.
Yeah. And one thing I like to talk about, because you're talking about knowing your strategy, Sellozo is a phenomenal tool that will automate whatever your strategy is. Right. And so you have the ability to design your strategy quickly, and then have all of the details, all the busy work, the bid adjustments, the negative keyword creation is all done automatically based on your strategy. So the tool will do what you want it to do. So it's a nice way for you to set that and go. Now we can take a little bit of a closer look at optimization as well here. And we are going to jump into a demo. So we're going to actually show you here in a second what the inside of the platform looks like and how our tool is doing all of this. But one thing that's really important when you're looking for an automation tool to help you out is understanding your total ACoS, because a low ACoS is not always the answer. And this ties into what Chris was talking about knowing your strategy. So, and the ACoS metric that's reported inside your campaign manager is just your ad spend divided by the revenue generated from ads. So it does not include your organic sales, which can be a byproduct of your ads. In most cases, it is a byproduct of your ads. When you advertise, your product ranks organically and you start generating organic sales. So a calculation that we have inside the Sellozo platform is your total ACoS, which is your ad spend divided by all of your sales of that product, whether they're organic or paid. And so that shows you the impact. So there's many cases where your ACoS, the inside your campaign manager, might be higher than your profit margin. So it seems bad, it seems unprofitable, but your total ACoS is actually well under your profit margin and highly profitable, in which case knowing that means you might have the potential to even be more aggressive with your advertising and rank more. So Chris and I talk about this all the time about optimization is not just lowering your ACoS. Okay, optimization is it's the full impact of what your ads are doing for your business. Like if you advertise a little bit more and you triple your sales, even though your ad spend's higher, your profit's higher, your margin's higher, et cetera. So that can be a win. So that's what happens inside Sellozo is we will optimize, the tool will optimize based on what your goals are.
Yeah, that's a good breakdown. I think that term that gets thrown around is tacos, total ACoS. So if you guys hear that term, that's the same metric that we're tracking as well. So pay attention to that. And again, to your point, Dustin, a low ACoS is not always a good thing. You may be leaving money on the table, right? So like if you're making 40% margins on a product and you set your target ACoS at 10%, there's 30% that you're leaving that may be potential sales that you can get. So, a good rule that you and I've always talked about is when you set your total ACoS, or when you set your target ACoS inside the app, I always recommend going at the very beginning, especially if you're ranking at your break-even profit margin, because you want to kind of give your sales or you give your ads as much room to grow your sales as possible. And if you set your target ACoS too low, you're only hurting yourself. So, max that out because you want to try to get ranking for your product. And as you achieve that ranking, like I mentioned earlier, you can dial that back down inside Sellozo. So good tips there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll let you take on the next one. Yep.
Uncover new opportunities. So watching your campaigns, bid adjustments, and Sellozo will do it all for you when you set your target ACoS. So these are the things that we're going to automate. The tool will automate your bid adjustments every day. It'll go through your campaigns and adjust your keyword bids every day for all your keywords in that campaign. So that part's being taken care of. The tool is going to do that for you. Also, what you can do is you can map campaigns together. And we're going to touch on this here in a minute is about Campaign Studio, where you can actually take your campaigns and link them together and like build little flows, and your search terms will travel to these little other campaigns, and Sellozo is going to automate that transfer for you. So the initial setup, once you get that set up, you don't have to constantly download search term reports and move keywords from one campaign to the next and make a negative keyword over here and add negative keyword over there. Like the tool's going to do that for you once you get it set up. So those are some of the things that sellers like don't want to do because it's very time consuming. I was talking to you about this earlier. Like we would spend our Friday nights back in the day, like manually going through our campaigns and like doing these negative keyword targeting and like moving our keywords from one campaign to the next. Now with Sellozo, that's all being done in the background so that you and I as sellers or sellers out there, you guys can focus on sourcing, negotiation, getting a better listing, get more images. Like you guys can focus on that. Sellozo is going to do all the heavy lifting in the background. So once you tell the tool your target ACOS, the Sellozo software and the ad engine is going to take care of all that for you to try to get you to that target ACOS that you set. Let's talk about day parting.
Absolutely. And great points that you made there. I think just to touch on, again, what you talked about is you're able to design the strategy and have all that work done for you. It's for me as a seller, I don't operate well when I'm having to dig into spreadsheets and make thousands of adjustments. My mind is on different, I'm focused on, man, I've got a great product idea. I'm going to call a supplier right now. That's where I live. And so getting down into the weeds of it, even though I understand it, even though I want to do that, I wish I could set aside time to do it. It just doesn't work that way. And that's where having a platform like Sellozo can just make all the difference in the world.
To your point, it's a different mindset, right? Like when you're creating a listing and images and titles and bullets, it's a creative mindset, right? You're like getting creative. You're trying to figure out what's going to be a good image. When you're getting in PPC, it's like analytical, like data, spreadsheets, and you kind of switch your mindset a little bit. So you're right. Like I think sellers love the part of like sourcing, negotiation, images and all that. And this part's a little bit different. It's more analytical. So that's where, to your point, Sellozo can kind of help you out, automate that so you can kind of focus on what you're good at.
Absolutely. And another thing that can help in your efficiency of your ads and the performance is day parting. So day parting inside Sellozo is very easy to set up. We'll show you when we get into the demo. But what day parting is day parting allows you to schedule when your ads run. One of the negatives in the Campaign Manager on Amazon is you have no data on what time of day your campaigns perform better. The only thing you know is you've had a sale at 2:30 today, but you have no idea, was that from an ad? Was it not from an ad? Was there 200 clicks at 2:30 on your ads and you spent $100 to get that at 2:30? You don't know. So day parting, there's a couple reasons which day parting can work. One is if you want to conserve your budget, okay? If you're running out of budget at noon every day and you can't raise your budget, you can turn your ads off from like midnight to 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And then our tool will turn them on automatically for you at the time that you set and run them. So that way you can conserve your budget for during the business day or whatever. The other thing with day parting that you can do is you can actually inside Sellozo clone campaigns so that you can have identical campaigns that you run at separate times of the day. You can do 2 campaigns, 3 campaigns, whatever, and test out different times of the day. And over a couple of weeks of data, you will find out what time of day you convert the best on. And then you have lots of options, whether you don't run ads on those poor performing times or whether you have a low budget on those times and you have less aggressive targets. And on your sweet spot of the day, you put a big budget and you're much more aggressive with your targets. So there's a lot that you can do with day parting. Now, you can do this without a tool, but you need a timer that goes off and you have to go into your campaigns every day and turn them on and off based on that. So it's really unfeasible. And our platform allows for you just to automate that. One thing I want to touch on this because I think it's fascinating. And Chris and I were talking about this the other day, and I'm really disappointed in myself that I didn't figure this out on my own earlier. But at 12:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the United States, if you're selling in the United States, if you're in others, it's GMT time. But if you're in the United States at 12:01 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, everybody's ad campaigns reset. So if they were out of budget the day before at 12:01, their new budget starts. And so midnight is the most competitive time of the day possible to run your ads. And it's interesting because that's why a lot of people run on budget. They're getting all their clicks in the middle of the night and then they're out of budget. If you start your ads later in the day, you could actually be coming in when everyone else is run out of budget and the cost per clicks are much, much lower. So it's interesting. This is what makes Amazon fun. Selling on Amazon fun is there's a game involved, and you can use tools like this to help win that game.
And we just did a podcast on this, talking about day parting. And to your credit, this is most expensive cost per click at 12:01. And then throughout the day, they get a little bit cheaper. Now, if a guy's got a big budget, obviously he's going to keep that time all day. But
Sure.
if sellers got $20, $30 to spend, they're going to be out of budget by 4 or 5 a.m. You can kind of sneak in there and get that sale and get a lower cost per click. And you could keep your budget for more like high converting times. Now, we all know conversion rate on Amazon is pretty high anyway, because people go there to shop, but throughout the day, the conversion rate gets a little bit better. So you can kind of, come in and get that top of search placement, and your cost per click could be lower because you're not, aggressively bidding, or you're not competing with those people at the very beginning. So I know I'm with you. I can't believe I didn't think of that either, but this is something I have put on all my ads now is day parting, because I want to get my cost per clicks a little bit lower, but I also want to come in and save my budget for later in the day.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go on to the next one here. Let's see what we got. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, Sellozo might be right for you in your business. So we've touched on it already in this little slides here, but we have the option to automate all your ads. You can automate your ads inside here, fully automated. It's different from other tools. We don't have you set like rules. You don't have to come in here and set 5 clicks, do this. After 10 clicks, do that. Move my keyword here and do this. Like you don't have to do all that. All you need to do and tell the software, and we'll show you here in a second, is just tell us your target ACoS for that campaign. We've already got the algorithm built in. You turn on the optimizer switch, and we will start optimizing that campaign for you. So if you don't know like where you want to be as far as rules, or you're confused on how to set all these rules, and really that's more of a manual than it is an automated thing, Sellozo is going to automate that just by turning on a switch and tell us your target ACoS. That's it. There's other tools inside, like a dashboard where you can see all your product data. You can see how profitable you are. You can see the location of orders. You can see your inventory. You could see your financial reports. So there's a lot of good stuff inside that you get included in a subscription with Sellozo. You want to tell us about the discount code we got here, Dustin?
Yeah, for sure. For joining us on this webinar, we definitely have a discount code for you. And we'll touch on this about how the sign-up process works as well. And then as soon as we're done with this, Chris, we're going to jump into a live demo of the platform. But for those of you for joining us today, when you sign up, if you use webinar 20 as the promo code, you're going to get 20% off your first month with Sellozo. Also, you're going to get an onboarding call with either Chris or myself, where we are going to walk through your account with you. We can talk strategy. We can help you turn on the first couple of campaigns, turn the optimizer on for it so that you know how it works. So you're going to be on with either Chris or myself after you sign up. So we would love for you to see you on there. To sign up, you just have to go to sellozo.com and sign up. You can also, if you'd like to have a longer time with us beforehand, if you have more questions than we're going to be able to answer later on, you can go to the sellozo.com and book a demo with either Chris or myself as well, where we'll spend 30 minutes walking through the platform. So webinar 20 is going to get you 20% off your first month with Sellozo. We'll come back to this before we go off the webinar. But Chris, let's dive in. I want you to just do a real quick run through of what the inside of Sellozo looks like, and then we're going to open it up to questions.
Yep. First off, this is a real client. This is a real account. I put it in demo mode, hides all the data, but just want to show how powerful the tool is. We can handle big sellers, small sellers, medium sellers. The software is fast. It can handle all that. So this is what you get when you get inside Sellozo. When you first log into Sellozo, it's going to ask you to connect to MWS. Once you connect to MWS, it takes a few hours, and then we're going to import all your data from the last 60 days. And then during that import, it's going to ask you to book the onboarding call. That onboarding call, again, is with Dustin and I. So you're luck of the draw. Hopefully you get me. It'll be better. But we'll do an onboarding call with you, and we'll go through your account, not just some demo account. It's going to be your account and show you how everything turns on and how to get started so that you understand what you're doing when you get inside here. But the first tab I want to talk about is the dashboard. The dashboard is where you can start your day out. You can come in here, log in. You can see what your sales are. You can kind of hover over these dots. It's going to give you some stats in that black box right there. But this is going to be like high-level stats on your account overall. The only thing on this dashboard that you would have to do yourself is you could put your cost of goods in over here. And over here on the right, I'm kind of highlighting that. But if you put your cost of goods in here, now we're going to be able to really track your margin, your total ACoS, and really give you a good understanding of how profitable you are. This is all data that stays inside here. This is not being sent back to Amazon, so don't worry about that. This is all being stored inside here. I would recommend doing it. You don't have to put your cost of goods in here, but if you really want to use this tool as a good financial tool, adding your cost of goods would be a good thing to do. At the top right over here, this is a good breakdown. I want to show this because some people like to see this. So this is where you have your total sales, and then we break it down so you can actually see your PPC sales and organic sales. So this kind of gives you an idea of how much you're spending on ads, how your sales are doing, but also organically. As you see your organic sales go up, obviously that means you're ranking better. You're achieving that first page ranking. Your keywords are going up. So this is where we separate that out so you can understand that. Now, this is where it gets really exciting. So down here below, this is the ad automation highlights. So again, Sellozo will automate all your ads. It has the option to do that. And these are some of the things that we're going to do. We're going to automatically create new campaigns for you. So over the last 30 days, up here at the top left-hand corner, and this is the last 30 days. Over the last 30 days, we have created 12 new campaigns for this seller automatically. We have almost done 50,000 bid adjustments to this seller's campaigns, all automatically. We've found almost 2,000 new keywords, and we negated 151. So we're really conservative on the negation part of keywords. The reason being is we're going to lower your bid down to probably the lowest is going to be 2 cents. But you're going to still have an active bid on that keyword in the rare chance somebody does go to page 20, finds your ad, and buys on it. So it's going to act like a negative keyword already because the bid is so low, but you could get a sale off that. So rather than negating something that is relevant to your product, we're going to lower that bid down if it doesn't convert and just going to give a lower bid. There are still things you can do as far as negating keywords inside the app. You can still negate keywords, but Sellozo does automate that part as well. And then below this is how many products this seller has, 626. This is his units. And then below, we're tracking his stock levels. So this is super important, especially with those inventory limits. You can see in here when you need to replenish your inventory. So this seller has 249 products that are going to sell out in less than a month. He can click on this box and we're going to give him a list on the next tab that shows him the products. He can then go back into Seller Central and find those products and create new shipments for those. So we're tracking how long your products are going to last inside here. And we do FBA and FBM. And then below, this is a really cool part. Every seller likes to see this. Every time I do a demo, I know about you, Dustin, but people love this map because this map shows you where all your orders are coming from. And this is a good idea, like to see, like I can get really close here, almost to the intersection. But as I back it out, like you as sellers, if you're doing any type of external traffic, if you're doing Facebook ads or Instagram ads, or you're running external traffic to your product pages, you can use this as a way to like geo-target your Facebook ads. So when you set up your Facebook ad, you can come over to Sellozo and say, oh, look, according to the Sellozo map, I'm getting a lot of orders over here on the West Coast. I can then go to my Facebook account and make my Facebook ad and geo-target this region based on the data you see right here in the map. And then on the right side of this map, this is a live order stream. So this is just going to show all the orders coming in through your account. It's going to update every time you get a new order. And it's going to show you the time of day you get that order. But this is the dashboard. This is a cool place to start your day. And we do have a take the tour button on all the tabs so you can kind of see what things are. But this is going to be in your account. You're going to have your own dashboard. And this is something Dustin and I can go over with you on your own account. Dustin, did I miss anything?
Nope, that was great. You covered it all. I'm going to let
Awesome.
you keep going. You got control of the mouse, so you keep rolling. You're doing great.
I've had like 3 cups of coffee, so I'm ready to roll. The next tab, product view. So product view goes to your account and takes all the SKUs that you have, and it dissects those individually SKUs, and it sorts it by your best selling is going to show up first. So this is one product for the seller. This is one product that he has, but then this is all the stats for this product. So all the sales for this product are going to be right here. All the cost and fees for this product are going to be right here. Now, he obviously hasn't put his cost of goods in yet, so the numbers are a little skewed, but all the stats are going to be here. And then the PPC performance for this product are going to be right here. So you're going to be able to see your return on ad spend here, your ACoS, your conversion rate, same SKU, other SKU, click-through rates, sales, same SKU, other SKU, all that's going to be right here. And then your inventory. I like this section because this really gives you like a high level overview of like how many days left of inventory do you have? This guy's got 24 days left. He's got 593 in stock. It kind of gives you his sales velocity. He's selling 24 or so a day. But this is going to give you a lot of good data here. And then we also track the buy box. So the buy box history, if you're reselling items, this is great because you can kind of see when you're losing and winning the buy box. This is going to be something that's also included in the tool. Below is another thing that's going to be included is a repricer. So if you do resell items, there's a built-in repricer that's built inside here. You can just tell your min and max inputs for the pricing. We do have a feature called the punish feature. I like to talk on this because this is really neat. Punish feature is if Dustin and I were selling the same product and he has a repricer going and I got a repricer going, we're going to constantly battle out in pricing. Once Sellozo detects that another seller has a repricer turned on, we were going to lower your price down to the floor. So whatever your floor price is, and then we raise your price back up 20 cents so that you're not in the buy box. And now Dustin is, he's going to sell out because he's got a low price. He's going to sell out real quick. Once he sells out, I go back to the original buy box price. So it's a nice feature to like to get people off a listing, or if somebody's like constantly battling out with them, you can turn that feature on and kind of like get that buy box back. And we're also going to track that ranking in the category as well. So there's a lot of data in here. I mean, you could tag products. You can look at the ranking. You can check the buy box. You can see the margins. You can launch new campaigns in here. If I wanted to launch a new campaign for this product, I can. And we'll touch on what this is here in a second. But there's just a lot of data in Product View. And this is one of the tools that's included. It's already in here. Like it's already going to be in your account. So it's something to use. It's something to understand. And a lot of sellers don't really understand their profit margin. This is where it's going to be. You're going to be able to find that over here on the right. What'd I miss?
Oh, no, you did great. One thing I would really like to touch on while you're there is that total ACoS metric at the SKU level. Okay, this is super important. The PPC, knowing the PPC ACoS and the total ACoS. Now, this is an unbelievable product right here that has a super low ACoS, but this is where you can get a snapshot real quick of this product, what the total ACoS is. Maybe you could find a good, that one's a little better right there. That
one. So
yeah. Okay. So what this allows you to do is you can actually edit your target ACoS, which we'll talk about in a second, directly from this product view section. Stop on that 16% one, Chris. Go back up to that. So this is a good example right here where let's say this product has a 20% margin and right now their PPC ACoS is 16%. You might feel like that is bad. I may not be making very much money on this product, but if you look at the total ACoS of that product, it was at 3%, which is great, which might mean that you want to you might want to be more aggressive now with your ads, knowing that right now, overall, you're only spending 4% per unit, per every unit of that product sold on Amazon, only 4% is ad spend. Why would you not want to be more aggressive? So if you go back to the edit campaign, Chris, like you just showed there, these are the campaigns this product is in. And you can see at the far right, they've got a 20% target ACoS. If this is me and this is my product, I'm going to take that data and I'm going to raise that target ACoS now to maybe 25, 30%. To what will happen is our tool will then increase the bids on those, all the different keywords in those campaigns. And it might start showing for keywords that it wasn't showing for before because it wasn't profitable at 20% target, but it was at 30%. And you might end up increasing your organic sales, increasing your ranking, and your total ACoS may stay the same or lower or go up just marginally. So this is what I love about the product view section is I like to be able to come in here, see a snapshot of what's happening with my campaigns, and then make quick adjustments like we talked about. This is where we're able to, as a seller, you're able to look at it, make a quick strategic decision, and then our tool is going to take care of the rest automatically.
Yeah, I love this section. This is one of my favorites in here. And the next one, PPC Manager, is also one of my favorites. But this is good because I mentioned earlier, like some sellers don't know, and I'm guilty. Like we don't know our true profit margin, right? Like you don't know exactly what it is with all the fees and stuff. So just add your cost of goods in here. We're going to calculate all those fees out, and you're going to be able to understand where you're at. Mm-hmm. So it's good to use Product View. I like Product View.
Absolutely. All right, now Chris, jump to the PPC Manager section because what we've just been touching on are our reporting sections. I mean, that's just an add-on to being on the Sellozo platform. You're coming because you want that ad automation and you want to automate your PPC. But all those reporting sections like the dashboard and the product view that we just touched on, we'll touch on the financial section as well, which is another reporting section, are just bonuses. They help you understand your business better. All right, so now let's jump into the campaign manager. Chris, I'm seeing some questions roll in, so we'll attack those here in a second.
Good.
But want to jump
questions.
on
More questions, the better.
Absolutely, jump on the PPC manager for us here.
Got it. So what we're going to do is connect to your Seller Central account, import the last 60 days of all your campaigns. They're going to be inside here. So you're going to see all your campaigns inside the account. Now, obviously, these are not the campaign names, right? These are obviously not campaign names. These, again, I put this account in demo mode, so it kind of hides some stuff, but this data is true. This is the seller's data. So you can see he's got a lot of stuff going on in here. I mean, he's got all these campaigns that you see with this badge. These are all being automated. He's also got some day parting going on with that clock right there. And I'll show you how to turn that on. But all these campaigns, and he's got numerous pages. These are all being automated. So every day, Sellozo is going in, the software goes into these campaigns, and it's adjusting the bids to get you to that target ACoS that is set over here on the right side. So you as a seller, and you can do this in bulk or you can do it one by one. But if I click on all of them, I can click edit campaign, and now I can make changes to all these campaigns all at one time just by clicking this push feature. So if I wanted to change my target ACoS on all my campaigns, I can go 6% and click this push button, and it's going to go all the way down. Every campaign is going to get 6. So there's still things you can do in here. Like you don't have to do one by one. You can do in bulk. I can change my bid strategy. We're going to talk what this is. There's different bid strategies. So there's things you can do in bulk, or if I just want to do one campaign at a time, I click on this green actions button. And the green actions button is where you do everything, not only on PPC Manager, but also in Product View. Product View has a green actions button. So if you ever want to make a change, look for the green actions button. So when I get started, let's imagine this seller did not have the optimizer turned on. Let's say it's turned off. What we need to get started with is you click on this green button, and the first thing you do is click Edit Campaign. Edit Campaign pops up. Now what we need to know what your target ACoS is for this campaign only. And so you come in here and just tell us what your target ACoS is, 10, 20, 30, 40. These are all things that we've already had. You could put a custom number in here. Once you pick your target ACoS, the next thing you need to do is go to bid strategy. Now it defaults to conservative. The conservative approach is going to be a 10% bid adjustment each day, up or down, to get you to that target of 6 that you put inside here. The aggressive approach, it'll do it in 15% increments. So normally you pick one or the other. I'm a fan of the aggressive approach because I want data fast. I want to see some data. Let's get this thing moving. I want to start ranking. Some people like the conservative approach. So pick one, stick with it. So pick either one of these. After you pick that, the last thing you do is just turn on this optimizer switch. That's it. I'm not making rules. I'm not coming in here going 5 clicks, do a greater than this, less than that, 1.5 clicks, do this. Or there's not suggestions. We're not giving you suggestions that you have to come in and actually accept before they go into play. Like the tool is doing it all automatically for you. So you don't have to log in every day, and we're not giving you a list, and you don't have to go through and hit accept. No, the tool does it automatically for you. So target ACoS, step 1. Bid strategy, step 2. Optimizer, step 3. Now, I'm going to go back to here, product targeting. Product targeting, this is an auto campaign. In your auto campaign, there's a search term report. In that search term report, there's ASINs. If I click this and turn this on, what that's going to do is Sellozo will go in that search term report. Any ASIN that your product converts on, it's going to move it to a manual campaign, but it's going to be in a product targeting ad group, and you're going to have a keyword ad group. They're going to be in the same manual campaign, but they're going to be separated out by ASINs and keywords. So if I turn this on, I'm going to also target product. And if I turn the optimizer on, I'm also going to be targeting keywords, and they're going to move to a manual campaign that Sellozo automatically creates for you. Sellozo will automatically create you a manual campaign for your auto campaign. And that's where we're going to link them together, and we're going to send the search terms and the keywords over to a manual campaign as an exact match in a different ad group, and your ASINs are going to go to another ad group. And the way we do that is we take 20% of the budget from the auto, because you got to have some budget to create the manual campaign. And now we're going to make you a manual campaign as exact match. If you have manual campaigns already, you would not want a new manual campaign because you would want to link it to your existing manual campaign, right? So the way to do that is you click on the actions button and you go to Campaign Studio. Now, Dustin, this is a really cool tool. This is where we get different, right?
This is what separates Sellozo from everyone else in this space is, and this is where when we show this to people or we set this up on onboarding calls, you really see the power of what Sellozo does, because this is where you can design any strategy that you want and our tool will automate it. Chris,
Yep.
go for it. Show them.
Yep. So let's ignore this campaign over in the top left. Just ignore that. Let's imagine you as a seller, you have an auto campaign and you're like, I got different campaigns, broad, phrase, exact. I want to link those up too. How do I do that? You go to the campaign studio for your auto campaign. And when you get in your campaign studio for the auto campaign, you add your other manuals. So let's imagine these are your manuals, okay? And then you want to start linking these up. So what I need to do is I need to create a link to my broad. I need to create a link from my broad to my phrase, and from my phrase to my exact. Now I'm not done yet. Here's my auto campaign. I want to click on this line. This is going to pop up and this is where I've been harping on rules. This is probably the only time you're going to put a rule in. It's going to say when a search term converts, you have the option of all the way up to 10. Now I do not recommend 10. That's way too much. Maybe like 2, 3 would be good to start out with. So when a search term converts 2 times, I want this to create a broad match. I click apply. From my broad to my phrase, I want to go down 1 to 1, but I want to make this phrase. Click apply. And from my phrase to my exact, I want to leave it just like it is and click apply. Now, if you have separate ad groups, let's say you have different ad groups in campaigns, we're going to import those in as well. And all your ad groups are going to be listed where my cursor's at. There's going to be a bunch of ad groups and you can link your ad groups inside there as well. But since these are not real campaigns, there's no ad groups. So on your account, you would see your ad groups as well. Mm-hmm. So what I've just done is I'm linking my auto to my broad to phrase to an exact. When I link these up, when that rule happens, when the search term converts 2 times and creates a broad match, Sellozo is going to move that term over to my broad match. The next thing that's going to happen, this is where it gets really cool. When the search term converts in your broad match, not only will Sellozo move it to your phrase match according to this rule at one time, but it will also go back to your auto campaign and make that same keyword a negative exact in the auto campaign. So you're not bidding on it twice. It will continue to do that all the way down the flow. So when it goes from broad to phrase and phrase to exact, it'll go back to your broad campaign and make it a negative exact in your broad all automatically. When it gets to your exact and it converts in your exact, it'll go back to your phrase campaign and make it a negative exact in your phrase. So it's all linked up together. Once I get done with this, I obviously want to hit save. This is my group name up here at the top. So this is going to be my group name up here. This is what's going to show me that all these campaigns are linked together. Look at this as portfolios inside your Seller Central account. This is kind of the same concept. This is going to be like your portfolio. But now I've got all of this linked together. I don't have to do this ever again. Like I've already linked it up. And once I hit save, this is done. So all the transfers are going to happen. All the bid adjustments are going to happen. All the negative keywords are going to happen. All that stuff's going to be done with. So Campaign Studio is really a unique tool because I can do anything in here. I mean, I can link it from any campaign that has an exit arrow to an entrance arrow. I can do all these different strategies. I can do keyword testing. I can add a different manual. I mean, you can get lost in this thing. But this is where a lot of our big sellers love this tool because they're able to control their own little flow. They're going to make their own little system. And then they can save this system and use it again for other campaigns. So Campaign Studio is a game changer.
Yeah, but before you jump off this is, I think for everyone that's watching this and wondering how this totally works, everyone has a strategy that they try to implement with their campaigns. If you listen to any courses or anything about what they're trying to do, like run an auto campaign and run it for a couple of weeks, download the search term report, move converting keywords into a manual exact match campaign. If that's the strategy you want to run, you set it up in here, and the tool's going to do it automatically for you. And that just makes this so powerful, where you can just set this. And then, like I said, once Chris goes back to the PPC Manager section, all you have to do is periodically look in and see how your campaigns are operating, how they're moving towards their target ACOS that you've set. And you can get a quick glimpse at it, because if you look at that PPC ACOS column, all the campaigns that are in green are beating the target ACOS right now. Any ones that are in red are not quite there yet. If it shows a black, then it's right on your target. So you're able to get a real quick glimpse at how the campaigns are performing. All right, Chris, I'll let you take it
Yes.
again.
And a couple of things I want to touch on here. You have the ability to launch campaigns inside Sellozo. So if you don't want to link them up like you do in Campaign Studio, if you don't want to link everything over and kind of make it confusing, or you don't want to take the time to link campaigns together, you can launch new campaigns inside Sellozo with an own template that is already linked up together. So you don't have to link them up. So just to kind of back up what I just did there, I clicked on launch campaign. Basic approach is simple. It's just an auto campaign followed by a manual exact match. Super simple. Advanced is probably used by what, 90% of our clients, probably, Dustin. Advanced is where you can pick your own pattern. And these are patterns we've already built. They're already inside the app. So when I click on a product, let's say I want to advertise this product, and I can filter products and look for products if I want. I can click next. This is where I get to select my pattern type. So we've got all these different pattern types. And Dustin, can you see these? Auto, broad.
Yep.
Are you able to see these? Awesome. Okay. So we've got all these different patterns inside here. So when I click on them, this is the one I've been using recently, auto, broad to an exact. I've been skipping phrase just for budget reasons. But anyways, I can click on these. And when I go to this pattern, I don't have to come back in and link these back up. It's already done. Sellozo's already got it figured out. So these are already linked up. When I click next, this is how easy it is to launch a campaign. Super simple. You just tell us the campaign name, give it a name, give it a budget. Let's just say 20 bucks. Pick a target ACoS, let's just say 30, and pick a bid strategy. Now I can hit summary here, and this is going to be the product that I selected, $15.99, $4.72 in stock. This is that group name. So these are all the products. And if you see here in green is going to be my auto campaign. This is going to launch right now, meaning you're going to have a new auto campaign that Sellozo is going to create for you right now. As that auto campaign gets conversions, Sellozo will then create you a broad campaign automatically. And then it will create you an exact match campaign all automatically. You're probably wondering what this is, day parting. So I can play with day parting. Let's go back here and play with it. So I can turn on day parting right here. If I just turn on the switch, and then inside Sellozo, I want to pick the times of day that I want my ad to show up. So let's just go 9 to 9, Monday through Friday, or 7 days a week. So what would happen here? If I click summary now, this is now turned on. If I click launch, this seller is going to get a campaign. It's going to be started right away. But what the tool is going to do is every day, 9 a.m. campaign comes on, 10 p.m. goes off. And it just saves your budget so that you're not wasting your money at the very beginning of the day in the early morning hours. You're saving your budget for later when the cost per click may potentially be a little bit lower, so that you can kind of come in here and get some better sales and better conversion and use your budget wisely rather than wasting it at the beginning of the day. What you got there, Dustin? Anything?
Yeah, you covered this really well. I mean, I think everyone who's watching can see how easy Sellozo makes this. I mean, the ability to launch a complex, really thorough keyword testing campaign pattern where you're only having to fill out 4 action items and then launch it is really powerful. And knowing that every day our tool is going to be adjusting the bids, moving the keywords between campaigns, all set on that strategy. So where the only thing that you would ever have to do is adjust the target ACoS if you're looking to either boost sales or rein in your ad spend, or adjust the budgets on the campaign. That's it. So I mean, just real high level strategic decisions of what you're going to have to do and not have to touch anything else inside those campaigns.
You said it good. Let's hop into some questions. Let's jump into some of that. Let's see what we got here.
Absolutely. So I'll get those to you, Chris, here. Let's talk. This first one here is from Andy. Thanks for the question, Andy. What are the ad sales attributed to the $12,000 promotion cost? I'm assuming he's talking on the.
So this can be like if the seller is using coupons, like on his listing, that say like $2 off. That's where we're pulling that data in, or if they're using like discount codes, that's going to be the promotions, or if they do lightning deals, that's where that promotion number is coming from. So we do separate that out so you can actually see it inside the account.
Yep. Great question, Andy. Hopefully that answered it for you. All right. This one is from Jennifer. Do you guys offer some paid customized training for in-house groups? Great question. We'll touch on pricing here in a second, but we have two types of plans. We have a self-managed plan. That's essentially what Chris and I are talking about here. I mean, the tool does 99% of the work for you, other than setting your strategy. So the majority of our clients are self-managed clients. We have a lot of clients that are fully managed. So the fully managed account is where you have a dedicated account manager at Sellozo, and you have a scheduled weekly call with your account manager where you're going to get on a screen share like this, looking at your account. And then the account manager, based on what your goals are, et cetera, will actually design the campaign structures, the strategies to get you to those goals, and then actually manage your account for you. So a lot of clients that come on to Sellozo are opting to be fully managed for the first few months, 3 months or so. And you're essentially using the resources of our team to train yourself on all the strategies that they would use, the way they would set it up to hit your goals. And you'd become a master on our platform. I mean, the platform is laid out really well. It's very user-friendly. We have a great knowledge base, but if you're stuck on, you just don't know strategically what you should do to improve your campaigns or to rank your sales, that is a great option, is to go with our fully managed plans and use our expertise. You'll be trained. You can always drop that fully managed down the road and just go with the self-managed plan after that. So great question, Jennifer. I hope that answered that for you. All right, next question, Chris. This is from Francisco. What settings would be recommended to be selected in campaign settings, like campaign bidding strategy and bid increase by placement, or does Sellozo override this?
Good questions.
Yeah.
This is a good question. And this happened, we see this quite a bit. So when you set the campaign up, we would recommend doing bid strategy down only. If you do the up and down option in the campaign, that's gonna like interfere with Sellozo because we're also raising bids too. And the danger of that inside Seller Central is Amazon doesn't know your target ACoS, right? So they're just going to continue to raise bids willy-nilly. Like they're just raising bids on it. So they don't know your target ACoS. So if you're going to use Sellozo for automating your ads, change the strategy to down only. And then for placements, I like placements. It's not a bad feature. You can add placements inside here. And on the edit campaign button, there's the advanced option over here on the right. And you could add a top of search placement right here. I wouldn't go crazy on this. Maybe like 50% would be the max, because we're going to continue to raise bids to get you to the top of search, to get you more impressions, to get you more clicks, and hopefully leads to more sales. So if you wanted to get this, like the flywheel moving and get your campaign, getting some ranking, you can add a top of search placement here, but I wouldn't go much higher than probably 50%, because we're going to raise bids as well to try to get you to that top of search. Great question.
That was, and good answer there, Chris. I think that that's a confusion with a lot of sellers as well, that Amazon is not optimizing. So when you do stuff like that, like add the top of search, that's fantastic in a launch phase because you just want to get up there. But Amazon's not taking into account that, hey, on this keyword, we're putting you at top of search every time, but you have 0 conversions. They're not going to stop doing that. They're going to continue to do it. So when you're using our optimizer is taking that data, and if everything's based on that target ACoS, and your ad is showing for a keyword that's not profitable, it's going to lower the bid for you. And so that's real optimization. Conversely, it's going to raise it if you're way below your target and there's opportunity to show it. So yeah, you hit on that really well, Chris. All right. Next one, Chris, see if you can get this one for Andy as well. Will this tool eventually be able to pull product targeting ASINs from the auto campaign for product targeting campaigns?
Yep. Edit campaign, product targeting.
It does it.
It's in there. Does it for you. So you can automate that. And if you already have a product targeting campaign running, you can link it in Campaign Studio. But really, the opportunities are endless. Like there's a way to do everything. Like if we can't figure it out, if there's not a way to do it, we have a team that can figure it out pretty quickly. So there's normally a way to figure out something. Like if you want to add ASINs to an existing campaign, you can do that. So yeah, the way to do it automatically is just turn on this switch for your auto, and then Sellozo will automatically create you a manual. We'll create you an ad group in your manual that where all the ASINs will go to.
All right, we got, let's do one more question here, Chris, and then we'll wrap things up. Is there any place where I can learn more about how Sellozo works, like an FAQ or a place where you guys cover all the places Sellozo works to help other sellers? Yes, we have a very thorough knowledge base. We have a ton of video tutorials. You can always reach out to our support team directly in the app right here with contact support. But additionally, if you're looking, I mean, Chris and I have lots of opportunities for you. Number one, Chris and I run a podcast called Two Amazon Sellers and a Microphone. Highly recommend you go to that. We talk, it's not Sellozo specific. It is about all aspects of selling on Amazon. So we interview lots of people in the space. We go over absolutely everything. But whenever we're talking about advertising, we always touch on how Sellozo solves that issue for you. So there's a ton of resource there. Also, if you go to Facebook and you go to the Sellozo page on Facebook, we have a ton of live videos. We go live all the time. We actually go live with our podcast. We also go live to YouTube on the Sellozo channel, where you're going to see tons and tons of videos that you might get sick of looking at Chris and I after a while, but there's a lot. There are tons of videos where we're covering every aspect of the platform as well. Also, inside the app, when you first sign up, there's going to be video tutorials located all around the app. This one that we're demoing right here has them turned off. They're disabled, but there's video ads, and then you have all these tutorials you can go through as well. So there are tons of places where you can do that. But I highly encourage you guys, just go to Facebook, the Sellozo page of Facebook, like it. That way you get notified when we go live. We go live all the time. And subscribe to our podcast. I really feel like it's a lot of really valuable information for you. If you'd like, we can just touch real quick on the pricing of Sellozo. I think this is important. Sellozo is we price based on the number of SKUs that you're going to turn the optimizer on for. Not the number of SKUs you have, just the amount of SKUs that you're actually going to turn the optimizer on for. So you can see the pricing here. It's $149 for 10 and under. It's our starter package. Up to 1,000 is $299 a month, and then $399 a month for 1,000 or more SKUs that you're going to optimize for. The fully managed I was talking about is an additional $499 a month on top of whatever ad plan that you pick. So you can come on fully managed. Everything is month to month. The only difference here is this expert support. The fully managed is we ask for a 3-month commitment, but other than that, there is zero contract, zero commitment. There's no percentage of ad spend. It's going to be your flat fee, and you can cancel at any time on the platform. So the pricing that's another big differentiator between us and others in the space is we charge flat fees there. So that is the pricing. Now, Chris, go back to the last page on that webinar PDF so we can show them the coupon code. So again, you can go, if you sign up for Sellozo right now, you'll be able to book an onboarding call. You'll get either Chris or myself on the onboarding call. We'll walk you through your account. We can talk more strategy with you. And if you sign up today or the near future, you can use that code webinar20 down there at the bottom. We're going to email this stuff out to you guys as well that are registered. So you'll get this as well. But webinar20, that'll get you 20% off your first month. So I highly encourage you guys to utilize that to save 20% off on your first month. We thank you all very much for coming. We hope this was informational for you. If you've got more questions, or if you'd like to really dig in deep, Chris and I, go to sellozo.com and click that top right button where it says request a demo or schedule a demo. That will be with either Chris or I. It'll be a 30-minute call. We'll get on a screen share with you. We're not salesy. We really love talking to Amazon sellers. So we'll be the first one to tell you if it's not the right fit for you, or, the other thing that we always do is we take a look at your listing. If we don't think that your listing is ready or going to convert, we'll definitely encourage you to get that straightened out before you jump onto ads. So we are not salesy. We really like talking to you, but we will also help you strategize the best way for you to utilize Sellozo. So go there. If you're not quite ready to sign up, you can go to schedule a demo, and Chris and I will walk you through that as well.